Good evening, Lizzie Boys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we have some Bratz news, which I haven't really talked about Bratz on this channel in a while, but these two caught my eye because these characters have been around for a very long time. They were released when the show was released, pretty much, but they were never released as dolls. When I say released, I mean like they were in the show, they were featured as sort of like, I guess secondary antagonists, because the main antagonist was Burdine, who still doesn't have a doll, but it's amazing to see these two finally get them. These characters are the Tweevils, Kaycee and Kirstee. So Doll Obsession, that account that usually gets these dolls early because they find them online, posted the pictures of them, and today I just wanted to talk about them because they look a way that I wasn't expecting. So yeah, let's get into it. So ever since the Bratz brand revival that happened in recent years, we've been seeing more content of the Tweevils, which has been pretty interesting considering they were kind of just used as like sort of a way to make fun of Barbie in the show, I'm pretty sure. It was pretty obvious that the Tweevils as well as Burdine were sort of just like Barbie parodies, saying like, oh, all the Barbies look the same, they're all blonde, they all wear pink, or something like that. I don't know, maybe I'm misunderstanding it, but I'm pretty sure that's all they was. It's all they were there for, I mean. I can't talk today. So we've seen this render of them a lot. This is like something they did on TikTok. It's made by Rajas Reyes. How do you say this person's username? You know, the animator that makes all the Bratz content nowadays. And these are what the dolls look like. Honestly, when I saw them, I was a little surprised just because I wasn't expecting them to go completely show accurate with their screenings. Like, compare this shot of them from the show to the dolls. They completely nailed the face. It's honestly really surprising. I was expecting them to get some kind of like Bratz glow up where they would get like actual Bratz screenings with like a side glance, more, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess more like fabulous, outgoing makeup, but instead they stayed true to the show, which is honestly kind of really cool to see. It's not the direction that I was expecting them to take, and I think for that reason I really admire this set so far. It's really cute. I like that they completely recreated their faces from the show. The outfits are very well, you know, I don't want to say well made because it's like really simplistic, so I'm not gonna like be like, oh yes, this is so amazingly made. But you know, like they pretty much nailed it, honestly. That's what I'm saying. I don't know, I just think it's cool. I think one of the most interesting thing about these dolls is the way that they recreated their lip shape. Because they always had different lips from the Bratz, and you can see it in the animation here. So I just think it's cool. They just perfectly captured everything. And like, yeah, of course, MGA perfectly captured their own characters as dolls, I know. But I'm just surprised. Again, I was expecting them to make them look more like traditional Bratz dolls would, with the signature Bratz lip shape, with more Bratz-looking eyes, but instead they recreated their animation counterparts, which I don't know, it's just really interesting to me. Let's look at some more pictures of the dolls, though, because we do have some close-ups. First up, I wanted to focus on Kaycee's face, because this is Kaycee and this one is Kirstee. Kirstee has a more mischievous expression, and I will admit I do like it more. Though, this specific doll, to me, it looks like her right eye. Like, right hand, if you're looking at it from... Not the doll's right, like our right, you know? Her eye looks a bit smaller. I'm thinking it's just because of the expression. Like, that makes the most sense to me. I just think it's kind of funny. But, Kaycee. I'm sorry, their names are too similar. But, Kaycee has her Band-Aid because she's always getting her nose injured. That's a running gag from the show in case you've never seen it. She's got the bow in her hair. She's got her little pink earrings. I don't actually know what those are supposed to be. They might just be studs. I think they're just studs, or maybe they're heart-shaped. I honestly can't tell. I can't tell what the earrings are supposed to be shaped like here, but they seem to have heart shapes here, so I'm just going to assume that they're hearts. Yeah, their dresses also have the white buttons at the top, which they always seem to have, and they're made of an interesting material, the dresses. I don't know, to me the dress material looks a little handmade, like, this looks like a material that I would have harvested when I was like a little kid and sewn into like a little poorly made dress because I wasn't that good at sewing. I'm not insulting the way it looks or anything, it just looks kind of off-putting, I guess. Like, even in the show, their dresses look like they're made of a different material. But, you know, this show didn't have the best animation, so I don't know if that's the best to go off of. But in this render here, their clothes seem to be made of more of a satin material, Though they're also wearing something different entirely because the dresses have a different cut. They have no white buttons. They're wearing gloves. They're not wearing gloves here. So I get what they're going for, and honestly, when comparing this render to the dolls, I do think that the material actually does line up. It just wouldn't have been my personal pick for giving these dolls their clothes. I don't know. I actually asked on the person who got them on their story, on Doll Obsession story, what the material felt like, and they described it as a pink stretchy jersey fabric, and the white fabric at the bottom is a satin material. So, I just thought that was interesting. Another interesting thing about these dolls is actually noticeable when you look at their hands. As you guys know, previous Bratz releases have had a different hand mold to these ones. These are actually the hands from the movie dolls. You know, like Bratz the movie. I know this is all like hyper-specific stuff that you would have to be a Bratz collector to know about, but I can show you what I'm talking about. So here I have my Pride Bratz, and as you can see, they have a completely different hand mold from what the Tweevils seem to have. And this is what the movie hands look like. I have this Roxy on a movie body, and this is what the hands look like on that body. As you can see, it's a pretty major difference. Like, these hands are smaller, the other hands are a bit boxier and larger. I just think that was an interesting design choice. I don't know if there's like a reason that they chose the movie hands instead, because I don't think they've produced the movie hands in like a really long time. I think the last time they might have actually used those hands was when the movie line came out. I don't recall it ever being used on like the 2010 era articulated Bratz, and in recent times they've just kind of been using the 2018 body, and the 2018 body does actually seem to borrow the hands from some of the 2010 era dolls, so I don't know. Bratz hands, you know? Although, I do think it's interesting that they're on articulated bodies. Now, they did post a picture of the bodies, and they do not have any sort of chest articulation as a typical movie body would have had. It's basically just the 2018 body, you know, with the bend and snap legs, no chest articulation, but with the movie hands. I don't know, it's just like fascinating to me. It makes me wonder like why they made that decision. Maybe it's to differentiate them from the Bratz more, because they have unique faces, they have a unique lip mold, so maybe they just decided to use the movie hands to further differentiate them from a standard Bratz doll. In terms of the dolls' faces, because I feel like I haven't talked about the actual, like, screenings that much, I've just said, wow, they're so accurate, and that's it. But in terms of their screenings, the one that I like the most is definitely Kirstee's. I just like the way she looks with the open mouth mold. I feel like something about Kaycee just looks kind of off with her lips closed. I don't know. It's not terrible or anything. I definitely do like the direction that they went with these dolls. Though, I have seen some criticisms. A lot of people are actually upset that they went the show accurate route. And like, that's fair. I understand wanting to see them get like the full Bratz glow up. Get like a standard Bratz screening, just like anything to make them look more like Bratz dolls instead of the Barbie parodies that they were born to be. But I like it. I don't know. I like that they would stand out in a collection, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting these dolls. I'm hoping that similar to the GCDS and Sweetheart Megan dolls, that maybe these two will go on sale at some point. The Pride Pack has gone on sale too, so I'm pretty sure all Bratz stuff does stay in stock long enough to go on sale. Take notes, Mattel. So I'm actually looking forward to when these dolls will release. I believe they're supposed to be coming out sometime this year. Obviously. It's a very long year, so, you know, they're obviously going to release during 2023. I said that like it's some kind of big bombshell, like, wow, they're releasing this year. I just mean like in the first few months of this year, I'm pretty sure they're going to come out. And the price for this pack right now is set to be around, what was it, $50? Yeah. I don't know why $50 has become the standard price of 2-packs. Like, even Monster High has started pricing their 2-packs at $50. Except for the Cleo and Deuce one, that one's $60. Hooray. So, yeah, I'm excited for these two, and I could definitely see them being sort of like a really interesting piece to have in a collection. I don't know, I just really like how they turned out. And since we got such show-accurate depictions of these two as dolls, it would be really nice if they would give us a show-accurate Berdine doll. Berdine never got a doll. Like, not at all. She just didn't get one. And I think it would be nice that since they did these two, maybe they'll give us Birdine as well. I don't know, I just think it would be cool. Side note, did you know that Birdine is voiced by Ida the Owl Lady and BoJack Horseman's mom? Wendy Malick is an icon. I want her to voice in everything, honestly. I really like her voice. That's off topic, but I would never get a chance to bring it up otherwise, so I am. So as always, feel free to leave your thoughts on the dolls in the comments below. I like talking about Bratz on this channel, so if you guys would like to see more Bratz news videos whenever Bratz news comes out, feel free to let me know. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!